The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, June 29, 2023. On June 24, air defense forces of the Wagner private military company reportedly shot down Russian military helicopters and an Ilyushin Il-22M airborne command post aircraft. The Il-22M is part of a relatively small fleet of up to 12 aircraft, heavily utilized for both airborne command and control and radio relay tasks. These special mission aircraft have played a key role in orchestrating Russian forces in their war against Ukraine. As high-value assets, they have operated within the safety of Russian airspace, far beyond the range of Ukrainian air defense systems. The loss of this aircraft is likely to have a negative impact on Russian air and land operations. In the short term, the psychological shock of losing a large number of aircrew in this manner will almost certainly damage morale within the Russian aerospace force. In the longer term, there is a possibility that current tasking levels may have to be reduced to safely manage the remaining fleet. This will likely undermine Russia's ability to command and coordinate its forces, particularly during periods of high-tempo operations. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. The Ukrainian General Staff stated that Ukrainian forces seized the strategic initiative in the Bakhmut direction and are currently conducting a broad offensive in the area. Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar similarly stated that Ukrainian forces seized the operational initiative in the area and reported that Ukrainian forces advanced 1,200 meters in the direction of Klishchivka, 7 kilometers southwest of Bakhmut, and 1,500 meters in the direction of Kurdyumivka, 13 kilometers southwest of Bakhmut. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief General Valery Zaluzhny also stated that Ukrainian forces have the strategic initiative in a phone conversation with Chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley on June 29. The Institute for the Study of War previously assessed that Ukrainian forces had gained the initiative at every level of war across almost the entire front, following the Russian capture of Bakhmut on May 21. Ukrainian officials are likely now acknowledging that Ukrainian forces possess the initiative in order to signal that Ukrainian forces intend to leverage it to a greater degree. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Ukrainian forces conducted offensive operations in at least 2 other sectors of the front and reportedly made gains on June 29. The Kremlin may intend to assume formal control over the Wagner Group following its armed rebellion and turn it into a state-owned enterprise, although it is not clear if the Kremlin has committed itself to such a course of action. Recent satellite imagery may have detected active construction of a speculated new Wagner Group base in Osipovichy, Belarus. Kremlin-affiliated businessmen may be acquiring Prigozhin's domestic media empire, likely as part of ongoing effort to destroy his reputation in Russia. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov refused to address Army General Sergei Surovikin's whereabouts on June 29, prompting more speculations in the Russian information space. Western observers continue to speculate about the whereabouts of Russian Chief of the General Staff Army General Valery Gerasimov following Wagner's rebellion, although his lack of public appearance is not necessarily indicative of his current official standing within the Russian military leadership. Russian and Ukrainian forces continued limited ground attacks south of Crimea. Ukrainian forces intensified counteroffensive operations in the Bakhmut area and reportedly made advances. Russian forces continued limited offensive operations along the Avdiivka-Donetsk city front. Russian forces in early May constructed a dam on the outskirts of Tokmak in occupied Zaporizhia Oblast ahead of the Ukrainian counteroffensive. A Russian BARS, Combat Reserve, affiliated source claimed that Russian forces are moving military equipment to unspecified areas on the southern bank of the Dnipro River. The Crimea-based Atesh partisan group stated that Russian forces are increasing their presence in Armyansk to defend key infrastructure in northern Crimea. Russian Cossack armed formations are reportedly signing contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense as part of a larger formalization effort to integrate irregular forces into Ministry of Defense structures.